Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk a little bit about blackberries to you. I've made a big deal on social media this year about blackberries and our blackberry harvest that we've had this year. And I'm sitting here, as I'm talking to you, I'm looking around going, oh, so many more blackberries I got to pick. I'm not going to get them all picked. I'm never going to get them all picked. There's too many of them. Anyway, this field I'm standing in right now, I bush hogged this entire field except for one strip of blackberries right here in front of me about 15 months ago. I normally would have bush hogged it again before now, but I didn't because the way the weather and everything was. This is at the bottom of my hill, and it's really slick for me to get my two-wheel drive tractor down here. So I didn't get to it back before turkey season, which was normally I'd bush hog this field around in March time frame, and I didn't get to it. So I came down here not too long ago when we were picking berries, and I saw that all these berries had exploded in here. So this is, for the most part, this is all berry bushes, berry canes that are about 15, 16 months. Well, they were bush hogged last 15 to 16 months ago. What I did was I came in here and I cut these paths down through the middle of it. So you can see that one, that going that way. You can see this one back here behind me. I've got 4 or 5 of these trails cut horizontally across this hillside out through here. And my daughter, my dad, my daughter, whatever, my kids, my wife, they can walk down these paths picking berries off the sides. And I'll just bring my machete and I'll bushwhack my way into the thick stuff in between the mowed off, bush hogged off rows of berries, and I'll pick the berries from inside there. You know, this is kind of twofold in that, you know, it gives bedding cover. When I'm pushing my way into these clumps to go pick, I'm coming upon all kinds of deer beds. So these deer are bedding in this mess of twisted canes and briar. It's a safe area for the does to bed their fawns while they go off to feed, and the fawns can stay in there. I've seen fawns. I actually had a fawn come running up to me and lick my pants. What day was that? Tuesday. So 3 days ago, I was out picking berries. I look up and a fawn comes running straight at me, and I just freeze, and it runs up, it licks my pants, and then it turns off and goes the other way. I don't know what it was doing. It was an awesome moment. I wish I had gotten it on camera because that's probably never going to happen again. I don't know what happened or how it happened, but you know, so these blackberries and all this stuff provides a lot of cover and forage for the deer. I mean, I've watched the deer come down these trails and they'll nibble on the leaves of these blackberry bushes. I've also watched them eat the berries. The turkeys walk down through here and they feed on the edges of the bugs, and I've even seen them eat a few of the smaller berries off as well. So, you know, all kinds of cover, all kinds of forage. I've done this kind of blackberry maintaining, you know, here on the farm for years to some extent. Not anywhere near to this scale though. This is the largest that I've ever done it, and it was kind of accidental, honestly. I'm not going to say I planned it this way. This is just how it happened. I've got certain clusters of blackberries up on top of the ridge that I maintain for us to pick and use, but not for us to sell from. But considering I've been able to recover my costs this year for my farming, my diesel costs, my garden seed costs, my food plot seed costs, all that, I may try to do this every year. But this stuff all needs to be bush hogged down this year because it's going to be too big to do anything with next year. So the bulk of this is going to have to be bush hogged down. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to come through and I'm going to cut down probably 80% of what's in here right now, leaving strips of blackberries that are probably 4 to 6 feet wide. That'll still give row cover protection for you know, if the fawns want to bed if the does want to bed their fawns in those rows, they can. And it'll still give walking protection. You know, the deer like to walk along those hard edges like that. The turkeys walk and feed on those hard edges. So it's all part of property management. It's all part of maintaining your property for the benefit of wildlife. To that point, you know, as some of my social media channels and outlets are starting to gain followers and subscribers, I'm starting to get some comments, feedback, messages from some individuals. You've got the hardcore gardener group that is kind of shaming me for hunting. You've got the hardcore hunter group that's kind of, you know, calling out my gardening as a sign of weakness or whatever. And the way I see it, it's all getting food from the land. You know, that's how I was brought up. You have a garden, you forage, you hunt for your protein. It's all taking food from the land. One is not better than the other. And I don't understand the mentality out there of one group or one side bashing the other. If I choose to procure my food for my family from having a garden and from foraging and from hunting, that's my choice. I'm 100%, I completely have the freedom to make that decision in this country. And I just ask that anybody that's watching this video and any of my other videos or any of my social media outlets, you just come to it with an open mind. You know, it may not be what you do. It may not be something that you're fully in support of, but I try to do all of it with the highest and ethical regard for the animals, for the land. I try to replenish the land after I take my gardens out every year. I do everything I can. I've got numerous videos out there about doing things to benefit and improve the wildlife. So just consider that when you're watching these videos, when you see my photos on Instagram or wherever it is, that everything I do and how I get my food has the highest respect for the animals and the land that I'm getting my food from. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the other videos that I have that are coming up. We've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline trying to get edited and pushed out, but the gardens and the farm are keeping us so stinking busy that we don't have time or feel like editing at the end of the day whenever we go back inside. But we got a lot of things coming. I hope you enjoy it. You know, leave a comment, share the channel, the Instagram, whatever, if you like it. You know, just subscribe it. You know, subscribe to the channel if this is something you like. If you like hearing about the gardening or the hunting, and if you're open to one or the other, but you don't really do the other one, just, you know, I ask that you hit that like, subscribe button. And hope you have yourself a wonderful day, wonderful week. Stay safe, and God bless.